The Walking Dead Season 11, Episode 12, titled The Lucky Ones. Before I get into it, I just want to apologize that this video is late. I am out of state. I'm currently out of state. That's why not in the traditional backdrop that you usually see me sitting at. But I still want to get my thoughts out about this newer episode. Not as many people are going to watch this one, so it's going to be shorter, but I'm still going to tell you my thoughts if you're one of the few that are going to still care. This episode, we follow Pamela Milton and Hornsby and a lot of other members of the Commonwealth, including Mercer, as they go from Alexandria to the Hilltop to Oceanside, and they get to know all the survivors that we have known for years, and they're trying to form a bond, form a connection, and trying to see if actually working together and actually being linked is something that they want to do. My biggest takeaway from this episode is how light this episode felt. Part 2 of Season 11 already feels extremely light. Some of the lighter episodes that The Walking Dead has ever gotten. But even on top of that, this episode is like a lighter, refreshing pace to even that, which I liked a lot. I think this was the lightest episode since the infamous episode where Rick and Daryl are chasing Jesus around a field and the truck goes in a... It's really cool seeing Pamela Milton as a character because we've only seen her briefly up until now. This is the first time that we really see her interacting with people. And she doesn't seem that bad. You know what I mean? There's people like Patrick, I think his name was it Patrick? And when he's talking about how the Commonwealth, how the government of the Commonwealth doesn't care about their citizens and or their workers, which still might be the case. But with that being said, I don't think Pamela Milton, based on this episode, is bad. I don't think she's got ill intentions. I think she's just got a flawed government, just like a lot of real governments. But her as a character, so far, I like watching. I like hearing her talk. I like seeing her interact with people. I don't think she's that bad. For example, we see her talking to Aaron, and they're looking at a picture of Deanna, which I really liked. If you don't remember Deanna, she's the original founder, creator of Alexandria Safe Zone. And her family, obviously Reg and her sons, Aiden and Spencer. And it's really cool seeing them talk about Deanna, because Deanna is a character that I liked a lot when she was in the show, but she's just sort of been forgotten. I don't think they've mentioned her name once since she died. So it's really cool knowing that they still acknowledge her presence. Even Daryl himself says that he had a lot of respect for Deanna and what she built. But what I think is even cooler about this is that Pamela Milton says that she even knew Deanna before the apocalypse, which I think makes a lot of sense, because if you remember what Deanna's job position was before the outbreak, and then Pamela Milton, what her job was, or what it seems like her job was before the outbreak, it just makes sense that these characters would have known each other. And it's one of those things that feels believable. It connects the universe and makes everything come around full circle a bit better, but yet it doesn't feel forced. There are a lot of things in the Walking Dead universe where you can tell it's a forced connection. It's the writers being look how everything's connected. This doesn't feel like that to me. This felt like a actual, realistic connection. Another takeaway, I really, really love Daryl's interactions with Mercer. Mercer, I think, seems like a really cool character, and I think his character gets better with every single scene that he's in. And I really like his dynamic with Daryl. I see that playing a major role in what's to come. But also, I really liked Pamela Milton and her interactions with Maggie, because Maggie has dealt with people like Pamela all the time. Maggie was essentially Deanna's project. Deanna basically trained Maggie to be a leader, and Maggie ended up transferring those leadership skills to Hilltop instead of Alexandria. And then after Hilltop, she obviously ended up joining George's group, and then she just knows how to deal with people like this. So I think it's really interesting that Maggie has now come to a point where she denies help from people like that. And it's also really cool to see how Maggie's decision to deny help affects those close to her. For example, Diane just straight up says she can't do it anymore, and she ends up leaving and saying that she respects Maggie, she loves Maggie, but she herself cannot continue doing what they're doing, so she goes off to join the Commonwealth. Another big plot of this episode was Eugene. Eugene finally talks to and gets to know the real Stephanie, or as she's known as Max, her real name. And I like these scenes. I liked them a lot. They seem like a better bond. They seem like they have a better bond and a better connection than Eugene did with the fake Stephanie. I didn't really say this in any of my previous videos, But Stephanie never felt real, and it seems that they had an actual reason for that, seeing as how the real Stephanie was actually a secret agent. But their dynamic always felt fake to me. It always felt like insert perfect girl here for Eugene, and it seemed too good. And it turns out it was, so like I'm not complaining. It was all part of the writing. They were doing a red herring, which I liked a lot. But this Stephanie feels real to me. This Stephanie feels like her connection with Eugene is more real, more organic, which I like a lot. That's my brief thoughts on the newest episode of The Walking Dead, titled The Lucky Ones. And I will say this, I absolutely love the tone that the show has now. Like, we saw the show, season 9, season 10 were like 2 of the darkest seasons ever in terms of direction, cinematography, lighting, and then obviously themes. Season 10 delved heavily into like PTSD of a lot of the characters. It's nice now just having a lighter feel to the show. How long that's going to last, I don't know. But again, it makes me really, really sad that the show's ending, because I would love to see this plot go on for a long, long time instead of just the rest of this season. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the newest episode of The Walking Dead. Make sure you subscribe if you want to see more Walking Dead videos or other videos. I do Squid Game videos, trailer reactions, that sort of thing. Yeah.
Tell him to ring the bell. Do another one. Tell him to ring the bell.
And ring the bell.
Do it better.
Ring the bell.